Article 1, Section 1, National Territory. Ano yung sinabi niya ng Article 7, Police Department, Section 1 to 23. Article 8, Judicial Department, Section 1 to 16. Napoleon Panelo, Bill of Rights, Article 3, Section 1 and 2. And local government, Section 1 and 2.
My name is Artie Smith. My topic is Constitutional Commission, Article 9, Section 1 to 8, and Citizenship, Article 4, Section 1 to 5. I am Sigito Marlin C. My topic is National Economy and Patrimony, Article 12, Section 1 to 22. And the next, the family, Article 15, and Section 1 to 5.
My name is Melchor. Ako nga pala si Melchor Midel. Topic is Declaration of Principles, Article 2, Section 1 to 10. Ako pala si Jose Glorioso. Ang aking topic ay Transitory of Provision, Article 9, Section 24 to 27, and the amendment or revision, Article 17, Section 1 to 4. Ako po si Jasper Paul Ortega. My topic is Accountability of Public Officers, Article 11, Section 1 to 15.
1987 Constitution, Bill of Rights, Section 1, Article 3. No person should be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor should any person be denied the equal protection of the law. Section 2. The right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects, agency, unreasonable search and seizure of whatever nature and for any purpose should be involved, and no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personality by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and witnesses he may produce, and particular describing the place. Sabi po dito sa Bill of Rights, walang sino mang tao ang dapat bawian ng buhay or kalayaan at ari-arian nang walang angkop ng proseso ng ating batas. Kahit sino naman daw pong tao ay may pantay-pantay na pagbigay ng mga batas. At ang karapatan daw po ng tao ay maging ligtas sa kanilang mga bagay or mga papeles, at laban na hindi makatwirang paghalughog at pagsama-sama sa anumang uri at para sa anumang layunin na hindi dapat labagin ng walang search of warrants or warrant of arrest ang dapat malabas maliban kung posible daw po dahil na personal na matukoy ng hukuman pagtapos ng pagsusuri sa ilalim ng panunumpa o pananindigan ng reklamo ng mga testigo na maaari niyang iharap. Ang pagkakaintindi ko po dito is naunawaan ko po, kailangan po lahat daw po ng tao ay bigyan natin ng pantay-pantay na batas. Hindi lang daw po puro mayayaman ang ating binibigyang pansin. Pansinin din po natin ang mahihirap na walang kakayahan na mabigyan na angkop or patas na batas or layunin. Local Government, 1987 Constitution, Article 3, Section 1 to 14. Section 3. The Congress shall enact a local government code which shall provide for a more responsive and accountable local government structure institute root system of relative and freedom allocated among the different local government units, their powers, responsibilities, and rescue and provide for the qualification, election, appointment, and removal, term salaries, powers, and function, and duties of local official and all other matters relating to the organization and operation of the local units. Section 4. The President of the Philippines should exercise general supervision over local governments, province with the respect to components, citizens, and municipalities, and respect to component barangays should secure that the acts of their component units are within the scope of their prescribed powers and function. Sabi po dito, ang Kongreso daw po ay dapat mapagtibay ng isang lokal para sa isang mamamayan na tumutugon at may pananagutan na struktura ng lokal na pamahalaan na tinatatag sa pamamagitan po ng isang sistema ng derealisasyon ng may mabisang mekanismo ng pagbabalik at referendum na naglalaan sa iba't ibang mga unit lokal ng pamahalaan ng kanilang mga kapangyarihan at responsibilidad at mga pagkukunan naglalaan din daw po sa mga aplikasyon, halalan, paghiran at pagtatanggal ng termino, sweldo, kapangyarihan at tungkol po sa local government ay kailangan daw po mabigyan na pantay-pantay ang kada mamamayan natin at mabigyan ng responsibilidad. For example, sa pagtutulungan, kailangan din daw po ng mga income or tulong ng ating pamahalaan para mas mapaayos ang ating struktura ng ating bansa.
Good evening. Good evening, sir. I am Pagdanganay EJ, section Julius second year. Today I will discuss the suffrage in the Philippine Constitution of 1987 in our country. Article 5, Section 1 to 2, suffrage. Sabi daw po dito, ang meaning daw po ng suffrage is yung pagboto daw po. Ibig sabihin ng suffrage may be exercised by all citizens daw po sa Pilipinas, not otherwise disqualified, na hindi sila disqualified sa law ng Pilipinas, who are at least 18 years of age and who shall have resided in the Philippines for at least 1 year in the place wherein they propose to vote for at least 6 months immediately preceding the election. No literacy, property, or other substantive requirements shall be imposed on the exercise of suffrage. Ang pinapahiwatig lang po dito, may mga sa pagboto daw po, merong mga qualification like 18 years above daw po ang pwede lang bumoto at saka dapat resided sa Pilipinas. Kumbaga dun po sila nakatira. At saka at least 1 year po sila na nakatira sa isang lugar or nag-stay na sila doon sa isang lugar na yun ng at least 1 year. Doon lamang daw po sila makakapagboto. For at least 6 months daw, immediately preceding the election. Ibig sabihin daw, no literacy, property, or other substantive requirements shall be imposed on the exercise of suffrage. Sa section 2 naman po ng suffrage, the Congress shall provide a system for securing the secrecy and sanctity of the ballot as well as systems for absenting voting by qualified Filipinos abroad. Ang pinapahiwatig lang po dito, ang Congress daw po provide ng mga systematic or securing the security and sanctity ng mga balota, kung saan po tayo nagsishape, ganun po. As well as system for absentee voting by qualified Filipino abroad. Kumbaga sa ibang bansa pwede din daw po sila bumoto, pero sabi nga po, as well as a system for absentee voting by qualified Filipino abroad. Ang sabi naman po sa section 2, the Congress shall all design a procedure for disabled and the illiterate to vote without the assistance of other person. Until then, they shall be allowed to vote under existing law and such role as the Commission on Election may promulgate to protect the secrecy of the ballot. So, ang next ko naman po, ang Article 4, Section 1 to Section 1 to 32. Ang pinapahiwatig po dito sa Legislative Department, sabi daw po ang legislative power shall be vested in the Congress of the Philippines, which shall consist of a Senate and the House of Representatives, yung mga Congress po at saka yung mga House ng Representatives, except to the extent reserved to the people by provision of initiative and referendum. The Senate shall be composed of 24 senators who shall be elected at the large by the qualified voters of the Philippines as may be provided by law. No person shall be Senate unless he is national born and citizen of the Philippines in the day of the election, at least 35 years of age, able to read and write, a registered voter and resident of the Philippines for not less than 2 years immediately preceding the day of election. Ang pinapahiwatig lang po ng the legislative, ang the legislative is the branch daw po ng government responsible for making the law of a country or state. It is typically composed of one or more chambers such as Congress, Parliament, or Assembly where elected representatives debate and vote on legislation. Ang lang po nito, sila po ay nagagawa ng ang legislative create, amend, and repeal law. Sila po ay nag-aano ng mga batas, budgeting, oversight, at saka representation. Member represent the interest of their constitution. Ayun lamang po. Kumbaga ang legislative department, sila daw po ng mga namamala o nag-elect ng representative debate and vote on legislation lang po. Maraming salamat po.
My topic is accountability of public officers. Article 11 of the 1987 Philippines Constitution is about the accountability of public officials. It established that public is a public trust and outlines the responsibilities of public officers and employees. It also defines the process of impeaching public officials and creates the office of the Ombudsman to investigate corruption. Based po sa article na to, ang 1987 Constitution ng Pilipinas na nagbabalangkas sa Article 11 ay nagtatag ng pananagutan ng mga pampublikong opisyal, nagbabalangkas ng mga responsibilidad, mga proseso ng impeachment, at nagtatag ng opisina ng ombudsman para sa pagsisiyasat ng katiwalian.
Executive Department and Judicial Department. Article 7 ng Pilipinas Constitution of 1987. Executive Department, meaning Article 7 of the Philippines Constitution outline and duties and qualification and function of the President and Vice President, and also including protection and against abuse of executive power. Ang sabi daw rito, tungkulin ng mga pangulo at ang pangalawang pangulo na proteksyonan laban sa mga pag-aabuso sa batas kapangyarihan. The purpose of executive department. It outlines in qualification, power, and duties of the President and Vice President, and the President is the head of state of the government, who exercises executive power, is including power of the appointment control over local government, declaring material law, condoning crime, and entering treaties. Sabi daw dito, tungkulin ng mga pangulo na pamumunuan ng mga estado ng pamahalaan na gumagamit ng kapangyarihan at kontrolin ang mga lokal na pamahalaan. Isa na rito ang pagdeklara ng batas militar sa pagpapatawad ng krimen at pasok ng mga kasunduan. And next one is the Judicial Department, Article 8 ng Pilipinas Constitution 1987. Judicial Department meaning the Judicial Department is also known as the judiciary and judicial branch of the government that entering in the appliance the control law. Ang sabi daw dito, ang Judicial Department, ito yung batas na dapat sundin ng bansa, ng isang bansa. The purpose of Judicial Department. The Judicial Department is government that refers to the country court system or judiciaries and responsible for interpreting and applying control a country law in particular cases, and can also invest with the power of strike down and law and them in constitution. Ang ibig sabihin nito, ang mga judicial department ay may pananagutan sa pagbibigay ng kahulugan at paglalapat ng mga batas sa isang bansa o particular na kaso.
Sir, good evening, sir. I will discuss my topic is transitory provision. All telecommunication service delegated Herbie and which are operating at the effective date of this act may continue to have their rate and traffic approved by the commission until the end of the calendar year of the effective date of this act. Existing franchise that are not operating or without pending application for certificate of public convenience at the time of effective date of this act are deemed revoked. All interconnection agreement previously entered into between telecommunication carrier shall remain in full force and effect, but the parties shall within 6 months from the effective date of this act review their access charging revenue sharing formula and submit to the commission an amendment thereof if necessary in order to comply with the guidelines on the access charging revenue sharing formula and contained in section 18 of this act. Ang sinasabi po dito, sir, ang lahat po ng telecommunication ay dapat
maaprubahan maaprubahan po ng commission bago matapos ang taon. At ang umiiral na franchise that not operating or without pending application na hindi gumagana na walang certification ay mare-revoke. Hi sir, good evening sir, and I will discuss my topic, amendments or revision, section 1 to 4. Any amendments to or revision of this constitution may be proposed by 1 the Congress upon a vote of 3 or 4 of member, 2 Constitutional Convention. Section 2, amendments to this constitution may likewise be directly proposed by the people through initiative upon a petition of at least 12% of the total number of registered voters, of which every legislative district must be represented by at least 3% of registered voters. Therein no amendments under the section shall be authorized within 5 years follow the ratification of this constitution, nor oftener than once every 5 years. Section 3, the Congress may by a vote of 2/3 of all its members call a constitutional convention, or by majority vote of all its members submit to the electorate the question of calling such a convention. Section 4, any amendments or revision of this constitution under the section 1 hereof shall be valid when ratified by a majority of votes cast in plebiscite which shall be held not early than 60 days nor later than 90 days after the approval of such amendments or revision. Base po sa aking opinion, sa amendment or revision section 1 to section 4 na ang Kongreso ay nagtatalaga ng 12 prehistradong botante at nag-i-implement sila kung tama sa maraming tao ang sinasagawa nilang batas at aaprubahan nila ito ng 60 days or 90 days.
Good day, sir. My topic is all about national economy and patrimony, Article 12, Section 1 to 22. And the next, the family, Article 15, Section 1 to Section 4. The main purpose of this topic is state recognize the sanctity of family life and shall protect and strengthen the family as a basic autonomous social institution. Shall equally protect the life of the mother and life of the unborn from conception. From national, this Article 12, Section 1 to 22 is focusing on promoting self-reliance and Filipino ownership. regulating natural resources and environmental protection, preserving cultural heritage and indigenous rights, limiting foreign ownership, encouraging social justice and sustainability, and the purpose of national economy and patrimony is safeguarding national identity, traditions, and history. Ang ibig sabihin po nito ay, kung baga bilang isang tao, tayo ay may karapatan sa buhay, kalayaan, at karapatan ng sarili. At walang sino man ang aalipinin o aalipustahin ang isang tao. Kaya rin na dapat nating pangalagaan at protektahan ang ating sarili. Gayon din, sa artikulong ito, nilalaman dito ang pagkapantay-pantay ng isang tao sa harap ng batas, at ito ay may karapatang ipinapakita na karapatan ng bawat mamamayan sa mundo. Kaya ikaw dapat alam mo ang limitasyon at karapatan mo sa mundo. Bilang isang tao, minsan hindi natin alam kung ano ba talaga yung mga karapatan natin. Minsan hindi rin natin naisasarili ang ating mga karapatan, katulad ng mga kababaihan, kung ano yung mga karapatang nakapaloob sa kanila. O bilang ako, bilang isang babae, minsan hindi ko rin alam kung ano-ano yung mga karapatan ko. Gayon din yung ibang mga tao o tinatawag natin na mamamayan. Hindi rin nila alam kung ano ba talaga ang pagtingin sa batas o kung ano yung mga batas na pwede mong ihatol sa isang tao kapag sila ay nagkasala sa inyo. Katulad na lamang ng kasong rape. Pero ang rape ay hindi nakasali sa artikulo ito. So, ang focus talaga ng article 12, section 1 to 22, and article 15, section 1 to 4, ay karapatan ng bawat tao. At dito nagtatapos ang aking topic. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon po. Ako nga pala si Melchor Mederi. Ang topic ko po ay Declaration of Principles and State Policies and Principles. Declaration of Principles and State Policies. Fundamental section of 1987 Philippine Constitution, which lays down the foundational ideals, goals, and commitment of the Philippine state. This section is located in Article 2 of the Constitution, and it expresses the guiding principles and the direct operation of government, as well as aspirational of the country in both domestic and international context. Declaration of Principles, Article 2, Section 1 to 12. The Declaration of Principles enshrines the basic political philosophy that guide the government and functioning and shared relationship between the state and its people. Section 1. The Philippines Democratic and Republican State sovereignty reside in the people, and all government authority emanates from them. This emphasizes that the power of government is derived from the people, and it should serve the public interest at democratic fashion. Section 2. The Philippines renounces war as instrumental of national policy, adopt the generally accepted principles of international law as part of the law, and the land adheres to a policy of peace, equality, justice, freedom, cooperation, and amity with all nations. The countries uphold peace in international relationships, respect international law, promote friendly and cooperative relations with other nations. Section 3. Civilian authority is all times supreme over military armed force of the Philippines. Is the protector of all state goals, secure the sovereignty and state integrity of national territory. Ang purpose naman ito ay panindigan sa kalayaan, pagkapantay-pantay at hustisya para sa lahat ng mamayan. Pagkakaisa ng iba't ibang sektor ng lipunan upang magtaguyod ng kapayapaan at pagunlad. At pangalaga sa kalikasan, pagproteksyon sa kalikasan at pagkakaroon ng sapat na pangalaga sa kapaligiran. Thank you.
Ang topic ko ay National Territory, Article 1, Section 1. Pumapaloob dito lahat ng mga isla at saka yung mga kabundukan na nakapalibot sa ating bansa at yung mga kailangan natin protektahan gaya ng West Philippine Sea, yung sa teritoryo natin na inaagaw ng ibang bansa. At may mga benepisyo tayong makakuha sapagkat hindi makakuha ng ibang bansa yung ating mga teritoryo sapagkat ating itong pinoprotektahan. At kailangan nating alagaan lahat ng ating mga teritoryo. Gaya ng mga chocolate hills, mga kung ano-ano na kailangan nating protektahan para sa ating bansa. Gaya ng mga, yung sa Sierra Madre, katulad nun, sa teritoryo natin, hindi dapat kailangan sirain para gawan ng dam. Kasi katulad pag may mga bagyo, hindi tayo basta-bastang babahain o masira ng kung anumang kalamidad na darating sa ating bansa.
My name is John Rain Caparas. My topic is General Provisions of Republic Act number 386 or the Civil Code of the Philippines. Article 1156. What is an obligation? An obligation is juridical necessity to give, to do, or not to do. At ang keywords ng obligation is juridical necessity, to give, to do, or not to do. Ang una is juridical necessity. Ang juridical necessity is like an example, in-invite ako sa isang event, birthday party. Kakanta ako dun. Tapos meron kami ng agreement o kontrata na kakanta ako dun. Tapos babayaran niya ako like 50,000. Tapos kakanta ako dun. Syempre pupunta ako dun sa event. Magpe-perform ako, nakakanta ako. Tapos babayaran niya ako. Ang question, saan dun yung juridical necessity? Ang juridical necessity dun papasok kasi pagtapos ko kumanta, tapos di niya ako binayaran ng 50,000 sa agreement namin. Dun papasok ang juridical necessity na di niya ako binayaran. Pwede ko siyang sampahan ng kaso kasi hindi siya tumupad sa usapan namin sa kontrata na pag kumanta ako, dun bibigyan na ako 50,000 pesos. Yun ang tinatawag na juridical necessity. And yung pangalawa, to give. Like, kakanta ko dun, tapos bibigyan mo 50,000. Yung pa rin yun yung example ng una. Tapos, to do is, kakanta ko dun. Kasi, obligasyon ko kumanta dun kasi may kontrata ako eh. Kumbaga, obligasyon ko pa rin kumanta doon. Kasi, babayaran mo ako. And not to do naman, yung binayaran mo ako pero di ako sumipot sa event. Yun ang not to do. Yun ang 4 na definition ng obligation. Juridical necessity, to give, to do, or not to do. Yun ang 4 definition of obligation. Tapos may dalawang two kinds of obligation as to subject matter. Ang una is real obligation. Pangalawa is personal obligation. Ang real obligation ko, papasok pa rin ang example ko dun sa birthday party na example ko nung una. Ang real obligation ko dun is magbibigay ako ng regalo sa birthday party. Yun ang real obligation ko. Papasok dun yung to give. Tapos, yung pangalawa naman, yung personal obligation, yun yung kakanta ko. Kasi yun ang obligation ko dun sa event sa birthday party. Papasok dun yung not to do o to do. To do is kakanta ako. Yung not to do naman is di ako pupunta. Yun yung dalawang klase na subject matter ng obligation. Yung real obligation and personal obligation. At meron pa yung 4 na elements. Yung essential elements ng obligation. Ang una is passive subject, active subject, object and presentation. Pang-4, juridical and legal tie. Ito naman, yung una naman yung 4 na to is kailangan to sa obligation. Kung wala yung 4 na to, wala mangyayaring obligation. Yung una, yung passive subject. Ang passive subject, yun ang debtor. For example, yun. Yung example ko pa rin nung una, yung kakanta ako. Tapos babayaran ako 50K. Yung passive subject doon is ang magbabayad sa akin ng 50K. Tapos yung active subject doon is yung creditor is ako. Tapos na ako kumanta, tapos ako magko-collect ng pera kasi ako yung creditor. Sa passive subject, siya yung magbabayad sa akin. Tapos, yung object presentation naman doon is pera. Yung object presentation is yung 50K. Yun ang tinatawag na subject matter. Tapos, yung pang-4, yung juridical legal tie is efficient cost. Yun ang tinatawag na efficient cost, yung juridical legal tie. Reason, kumbaga, ano yung agreement na pinag-usapan namin. Na tulad nun, kakanta ako. Yun ang agreement namin. Kakanta ako dun na kaya kailangan may rason. May rason o basihan diyan sa juridical tie juridical o legal tie, yung efficient cost. Yun tinatawag na efficient cost. Yun yung 4 na elements ng obligation. Passive subject, active subject, object and presentation, juridical and legal tie.
My topic is Constitutional Commission and Citizenship. First is Constitutional Commission. A Constitutional Commission is a body of commissioners appointed by a government for the purpose of making or revising a constitution. The commissioners are typically experts. Example, the Constitutional Commission of the Philippines. This commission was established in 1986 to draft a new constitution after the People Power Revolution. The commission work resulted in the 1984 Philippines Constitution, which is still in effect today. The next is citizenship. Citizenship is gained by meeting the legal requirements of a national state or local government. Example po ng citizenship is kapag po yung taga-ibang bansa na nakapag-asawa po dito sa atin ng Pilipinas is parang pag dito na po sila, pag yung taga-ibang bansa po ay gusto nang tumira dito sa Pilipinas is titira po muna sila ng ilang taon dito sa Pilipinas bago po sila maging citizenship. Kasi po, sa ibang bansa, baliktad naman po sa ibang bansa. Kasi kapag po sa ibang bansa, pag po tayong mga Pilipino at ang titira din sa ibang bansa, is ganun din po. Titira din po kayo ng ilang taon or years. Yun na nga yun eh. Taon or years eh. Bobo! Nakakainis. My topic is Constitutional Commission. My topic is Constitutional Commission and Citizenship. First is Constitutional Commission. A Constitutional Commission is the body of commissioners appointed by a government for the purpose of making, revising a constitution. The commissioners are typically experts. Example, the Constitutional Commission of the Philippines. This commission was established in 1986 to the draft new constitution after the People Power Revolution. The commission's works result in the 1984 Philippines Constitution, which is still in effect today. Next is citizenship. Citizenship is gained by meeting the legal requirements or national, states, or local government. Ang example po ng citizenship is pag nagkaroon po tayo ng asawa or nagkaasawa po tayo na taga-ibang bansa, tas gusto pong tumira dito sa Philippines, sa Pilipinas, titira po sila ng ilang taon bago po sila maging citizenship. Ganon din po sa ibang bansa. Kapag po tayo na gusto natin tumira sa ibang bansa, kailangan po muna natin tumira ng ilang taon bago tayo maging citizenship. Ngayon po, bago po sila maging citizenship, pupunta po muna sila ng municipality or municipal. Kukuha po sila ng requirements para po maging citizenship sila dito sa Pilipinas. And kung may family sila dun sa ibang bansa, is pwede na nilang dalhin dito sa Pilipinas kung citizenship na po yung isang tao na taga-ibang bansa dito sa atin. Yun lang po. Salamat.